as someone who's gone through a serious season-ending injury before, just short advice for Bradley as he tries to.
Yeah, I saw him this morning. I walked up to him. I was just a loss of words. I just kind of looked at him and pounded my chest to let him know, you got to battle. But at the end of the day, you got to attack every single day with a positive manner. I mean, when I went down, even after both of the surgeries I had in the off season, I told myself the only way that I could come back stronger and better is if that I attack each day with maximum effort. And so every morning I woke up, I told myself today is a new day. Maximize the energy, maximize the effort, and then after a while, you just see the days stack, and you don't have one of those days or like 3 or 4 days where you down and out and you're feeling negative, because you're attacking every day and you just let the days stack up.
From the year and a half you've spent with him, does it seem like he has that sort of attitude?
Oh yeah. Even when I looked at him and pounded my chest, he looked at me and said, "I'm gonna be all right." So Chubb, man, he's one of those guys that we're definitely gonna miss out on the field. He's a great teammate, great player for us. Brings a lot of energy to the game, and so we're definitely gonna miss him out there.
You've dealt with a lot of change over the years since you've been here. How much at all do you think that's kind of affected where you guys are at now, just with the number of coaches, coordinators, systems?
We're just trying to get it right. At the end of the day, so I understand what they're doing up top. We're trying to get it right. We're trying to, build a champion, get back to the Super Bowl. Obviously, we went there in 2015, and obviously, I know a lot of people around here have been spoiled in terms of the passing offense we had and winning a Super Bowl. But sometimes when you win a Super Bowl, obviously you have to go through a rebuilding stage. You have to try to get the right players back in the locker room. And so I tell people all the time, in 2014, 2015, we had a lot of good players, but a lot of players left because obviously when you're winning, teams want guys who win and they go and get bigger money, and so, we're in that process and trying to get it right. Upstairs, they're trying to get it right. And so it's not an easy job. I know a lot of people, they on the radio shows and everything, they talk like it's so easy, but they don't understand the day-to-day grind that we go through as a player and trying to just get it right and trying to win in the National Football League is tough. And so I understand what they're going through, but that's not my job. So my job is right now is in here on for and just be a leader on this team, be a role model, be an example on this team, and tomorrow at work, come in with a positive mindset. Don't come in down or pointing fingers at nobody. Accept the responsibility that we are on for and try to move on and get better.
As an experienced player, how difficult is it to share that message with younger players that didn't win a Super Bowl with you? That hey, keep your head up.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a choice. Anybody who's walking around here with their head down, I really don't want them to be around here. Because, I always say, football players and being in the league and being in the NFL in general, you're gonna face adversity. Everybody gonna face adversity, and right now, we're being challenged mentally, physically, emotionally, and so, I asked all my teammates, will you or will you not pass the test? And so that's kind of what my receivers coach, Zach Kazani, was preaching. Will we pass the test? And so I'm definitely going to pass the test because I've been challenged not only on the football field and life in general. And so this is just a small bump that I can overcome, that we can overcome.
Record aside, do you feel like this team as a whole is trending in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about it today, when Coach Fangio was talking, I said we can all be sitting here right now easily 2-2, and so but we're not. And so we got to accept responsibility for our actions, and how do we do that? Just remain positive. And so that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
How do you think he's been in the league for 30 years?
I'm sorry?
Vic has been in the league for 30 years.
Yeah.
How much do you think he'll lean on that experience to lead you guys out of this?
I don't think he has a choice. I think that's his job, right? If he came here and he was down and out, he's the leader of the group. We look at him, and so, I don't think he has a choice. That's why I feel like the front office brought him in because obviously he's a great coach. But the highs and the lows, you're gonna go through that as a head coach. You're gonna go through that as a player. Everything's not gonna be high, and I know the fans expect everything to be high, and we expect everything to be high. But at the same time, when it's not, you got to be able to dig in and say, I got to overcome this adversity. I got to hopefully put the shovel down and stop digging ourselves in a hole and start to pound up the sand and start climbing out. And so we get another opportunity at that this weekend in LA.
How do you keep confidence without results? And then, are you part of the group that has to keep guys to buy in?
You said how do you keep confidence without the results?
Yeah.
I mean, this is my job. I don't take that lightly. This is my job. And so you guys have a job, I have a job, and I got to do my job no matter what the record shows. I got to show up to work every single day with a positive mindset, trying to get better. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my job.
Is it encouraging knowing that you went into LA last year? They were a playoff team, obviously a good roster, and got the win. Plus, how many Broncos fans have been there the last 2 years? It's almost like a home game with the crowd.
Well, with the Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good football team, obviously defensively wise. They run the same type of defense that the Jaguars run. So, I'm looking forward to, going and playing against those guys. Obviously trying to get a win, and it'll be a good test for us because obviously going on the road, we could beat a divisional opponent and, get our first win. So hopefully we'll be on that plane Sunday after the game, everything feeling very optimistic about the season, hopefully never losing again. So that's the mindset.
Emmanuel,
Couple more for Emmanuel.
on that final drive, when you ran out of bounds at the 8, did you at all think about staying in bounds and running off clock? Or were you
Yeah, I mean, I'll be on Twitter just like everybody else, and so everybody always going to say, oh, you should have ran out of bounds, but there's so many outcomes that could have happened with that, right? Everybody wants to point at one play and say, if he would have stayed in bounds, but if I would have ran out of bounds and we would have ran the ball and ran time off the clock, it would have been the same result, So you don't think like that, right? You don't think to try to burn time. Obviously we were thinking score, and that's what everybody was thinking at the time, is just put up points on the board and let the chips fall where they may and put our defense back out on the field and, try to get a stop. And so that was the mindset, is trying to score a touchdown because we were down by 6.
This is an important year for you personally too. I know that's the case for a number of guys on the roster with the contract situation and everything. How much do you allow yourself to think about that side of things while also focusing on helping?
This is my 10th year being in the NFL. Right? Every year is important for me, no matter what, if it's contract year or not, because truthfully, these contracts could be year to year because the team could get rid of you. So it really doesn't matter. The only thing that I care about is going out, showcasing my skills every single weekend, and showing everybody that, at 32 years old, coming off of 2 surgeries, and I don't even think about that fact. I just think of me as a player. I just want to go out and make plays and make the fans happy, the people who appreciate watching me play, and then just make plays and try to win ball games.
Last one, Brandon.
Can you take us through what happened early on that last drive when you went down to, I think, the whole stadium?
Yeah.
Breath for a second, like, oh, we hope it's not.
Yeah, well, I played that last game with a slight quad contusion. It was crazy because even trying to bend down to put on my shoes, I was struggling to put on my shoes. And I remember telling the training staff, I got to battle within myself this game because my quad was so tight. And so on that play, I went down and I tried to cut back, but when I tried to cut back, like, my leg got caught, and everybody thought it was my knee, but really I just couldn't bend my quad. So I tried to do like the whole side thing, and it kind of got caught. So, but I'm good though. Y'all know me, man. I'm on battle to the end.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, Emmanuel.